Hi everyone. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be starting the session in 1 minute. Hi Jagrati. Hi everyone. So I hope you all have taken the break. सबका ब्रेक टाइम पूरा हो चुका है. आ गई जागृति. So we have completed 3 chapters till now in the first part. In the first part of marathon at 10 a.m. we have done introduction to partnership. We have done company's account. Now we will be continuing it again, and if you guys are new to our channel, if you're watching me for the first time, then please take a moment to hit that red icon, go and subscribe our channel now so that you can watch more such live classes with me. Now, as you all know, this is class 12th accountancy session. This is Lakshya batch session, and what we will have today, what we will be doing in this class, we will do the revision of financial statement and accounting ratio. So, financial statement and accounting ratio, these are the 2 chapters that we are going to revise now. So, are you all ready? Yes or no? Hi Anshika. Hi Infires. Hi everyone. Yes, we are ready. Okay, so let's get started with the first chapter, that is financial statement of a company. So first we will start with the meaning of financial statement. What is the meaning of financial statement? क्या होती है बच्चों financial statement? So financial statement, they are summary of the accounts. Financial statement provide a summary of accounts of business. Just a second. Yes. The financial statement provide a summary of accounts of business enterprise that includes balance sheet, that reflect the asset, liability, and capital as on a certain date. And it also includes the income statement, the statement of P&L, which shows the result and operation during a certain period. So financial statement are a summary of the accounts. It includes balance sheet, it includes statement of P&L, it includes the income statement. The balance sheet will show the assets, liability, and capital, and the income statement will show the result, will show the profit or loss. Now, there is a very important term, that is financial year. What do we mean by financial year? What is financial year? So, all the companies and government, they use a period of 1 year to prepare the financial records and for the accounting purpose. And that 1 year is known as financial year. The year which we are using for accounting purpose, for preparing a financial statement, that is called as financial year. And income tax prescribes that the financial year should be 1st April till 31st March. So financial year starts on April 1 of each calendar year and it ends on 31st March of next year. So it will start from 1st April of 2021 and it will end on 31st March 2022. This is the meaning of financial year. Now, when we talk about financial statement are of different type, and these all are your financial statement. Cash flow statement, statement of profit and loss, which is also known as income statement, notes to account, balance sheet, directors and auditors report, they all form a part of financial statement. So financial statement includes cash flow statement, statement of profit and loss, notes to account, balance sheet, auditors and director report. These all are your financial statement. Now, who are the users of financial statement? Why are we preparing these financial statement? So financial statement, the users are of two types. Internal users who are a part of the management, who are a part of the company, and external users. So there are three internal users. Who are the internal users? Shareholder, management, and employees. These are the internal users. Shareholder, management, and employees. Then external users, all other parties except these three are external user. इन तीनों के अलावा अगर और कोई पार्टी है तो वो एक्सटर्नल यूजर है. योर क्रेडिटर, योर सप्लायर्स, bank and financial institution, your investors, government and its authorities, and SEBI. These all are external user. So again, they may ask you in MCQ that SEBI is external or internal user. Government is internal or external user. So you should know who is internal user and who is external user. Then, coming on to the most important topic, that is the format of balance sheet. The most two important topics of this entire chapter is format of balance sheet and the format of statement of P&L. Now tell me that the balance sheet of company is prepared horizontally or vertically. कंपनी की बैलेंस शीट कैसे बनती है? हॉरिजॉन्टली बनती है या वर्टिकली बनती है? Well done, Yufti. Well done, Akansha. Yes, the balance sheet is prepared vertically. you will first record all the liabilities, and after that you will record all the assets. So it is prepared vertically. And the balance sheet of partnership is prepared horizontally. Assets, liabilities amount, assets amount. So the balance sheet of company is prepared vertically. First of all, you will record all your liabilities, non-current liabilities and current liability. So this is your format of balance sheet, and this is very, 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 very important. So there are 4 columns, one for particular, second for note number, third for current year figures, and the last one for previous year figures. Particulars, note number, current year figure, and previous year figures. Then, the first part is equity and liabilities. The first you will record all the liability. So, in equity and liability, there are 4 subheadings. In equity and liability, how many subheadings are there? There are 4 subheadings. Shareholder fund, share application pending allotment, non-current liability, and current liability. So in equity and liability, there are 4 subheadings: shareholder fund, application money pending allotment, non-current liability, and current liability. Now coming to the first subheading, that is shareholders fund. So in shareholders fund, there are again 3 subheadings. Just a minute. So, in the first subheading in shareholder fund, there are again 3 subheadings. A. Share capital. B. Reserves and surplus. C. Money received against share warrant. These are the 3 subheadings under shareholder fund. A. Share capital. B. Reserve and surplus. And C. Money received against share warrant. So they may ask you that reserve and surplus will come under which heading? So reserve and surplus will come under shareholder fund. And calls in arrears. Calls in arrears are also subtracted from share capital. So they may ask you that calls in arrear will come under which head? So calls in arrear will come under shareholders fund. Calls in arrear कहाँ आते हैं balance sheet में? They come under shareholder fund because they are subtracted from share capital. So this was the first subheading, shareholder fund. Then second is share application pending allotment, which is not in your syllabus. ये आपके syllabus में नहीं है. The third we have is non-current liability, which have again 4 subheadings. Non-current liabilities are again divided into 4 types. First we have is long-term borrowing. Second we have is long-term provision. Third we have is a deferred tax liability. And the fourth is other long-term liability. So non-current liabilities are further divided into 4 types. First, long-term borrowing. Second, long-term provision. Third, deferred tax liability. And the fourth is other long-term liability. And similarly, current liabilities. The fourth subheading is current liability, which is again divided into 4 parts. So current liability is divided into short-term borrowing, short-term provision, trade payable, and other current liability. So first, short-term borrowing. Second, short-term provision. Third, trade payable. and fourth, other current liability. So this is your liability side of the balance sheet. After recording all these liabilities, you will do the total of both the figures of current year as well as previous year. This was the liability side. Now, after recording all the liabilities, we will record the assets. And assets are categorized into two types: non-current assets and current assets. Non-current assets are those assets which are used in the business for a long time, which are used for production. And current assets are those assets which are expected to be realized within 12 months. All the assets which can be converted into cash within 12 months, they all are current assets. So now we'll come to the asset side. So first you will record non-current assets. पहले क्या record करेंगे? Non-current assets record करेंगे. Now, non-current assets are categorized into 5 types. There are 5 subheadings under non-current asset. The first is fixed asset. The second is non-current investment. The third is deferred tax asset. Fourth is long-term loan and advances. And fifth is other non-current assets. मानसी बेटा, इसमें समझने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है. दिस इज द फॉर्मेट विच यू हैव टू क्रैम, विच यू हैव टू लर्न. फॉर्मूला को समझने के लिए कोई समझना नहीं होता, फॉर्मूलाज हमें याद करने पड़ते हैं. सो सेम विद द फॉर्मेट, इसको आपको कोई भी नहीं समझा सकता. सो दिस इज हाउ द नॉन करंट एसेट्स आर कैटेगराइज्ड. नॉन करंट एसेट्स आर कैटेगराइज्ड इनटू 5 headings. First is fixed asset. Second is non-current investment. Third is deferred tax asset. Fourth is long-term loan and advances. And fifth is other non-current asset. So these are the 5 headings under non-current asset. Then the first heading, fixed asset. Fixed assets are further divided into 4 types. Fixed assets are further divided into 4 types. Now, what are those 4 types? First is a tangible asset. Second is intangible asset. Third is capital work in progress. And fourth is intangible asset under development. So, fixed assets are further divided into 4 types. Tangible asset, like land and building, plant and machinery. Second, intangible asset, goodwill, patent, copyright, they are intangible asset. Third, capital work in progress. A building is in construction right now. Building under construction is capital work in progress. And fourth, intangible asset under development. अगर आपको कोई सॉफ्टवेयर अभी तैयार हो रहा है, सो सॉफ्टवेयर इज इंटेंजिबल एसेट. इंटेंजिबल एसेट इज अंडर डेवलपमेंट. सो ये चारों आपके फिक्स्ड एसेट्स की कैटेगरीज है. तो अगर आपसे कोई पूछेगा, इफ समवन आस्क यू गुडविल कम्स अंडर व्हिच हेडिंग, सो गुडविल इज इंटेंजिबल एसेट व्हिच कम्स अंडर नॉन करंट एसेट. गुडविल कहाँ आएगा? नॉन करंट एसेट में. व्हीकल, मोटर कार, दे आर टेंजिबल एसेट. Tangible asset comes under non-current asset. So these are your non-current asset. Now, after recording the non-current assets, you will record current assets. इसके बाद क्या record करेंगे? Current assets, which are of 6 types. तो current asset बच्चों 6 तरीके का होता है, and these are the different type of current assets. First, current investment. Second, inventory. Third, trade receivable. Fourth, cash and cash equivalent. Fifth, short-term loans and advances. And the last sixth, other current assets. So current assets are divided into 6 types: current investment, inventory, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent, short-term loan and advances, other current asset. And after recording all the assets, you will write down the total of current year and previous year. Now, I will give you 3 minutes so that you can prepare the balance sheet yourself. Take out a notebook and a pen and make the balance sheet yourself. Write down all the item of liability, write down all the items of assets. If you will not practice it by writing, then you will not be able to learn it properly. So jaldi se, you have 3 minutes, take out your notebook and start preparing the balance sheet of the company. And once it is done, please let me know. Do it quickly, guys. And please don't avoid it. Message देख ले. Is it done, guys? Done, Akansha. Done, Britanya. Okay, Jagriti. Done, Kanchan. Done, Shivani. Okay, so I hope you all have written it by now. Shiva, fictitious assets are not in your syllabus, beta, but उसका मतलब होता है fictitious asset means fake assets. वो एसेट जो असली में एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते लेकिन यू आर शोइंग देम एज एसेट, लाइक P&L डेबिट बैलेंस, वो असली में लॉस होता है लेकिन आप उसको एसेट साइड रिकॉर्ड करते हो, तो दैट इज अ फिक्टिशियस एसेट. तो फिक्टिशियस का मतलब होता है फेक एसेट्स, झूठे और नकली एसेट्स. Here we have the last slide, Kanchan. Okay, now coming on to the next topic, and the next topic is statement of P&L. P&L account, statement of P&L, or it is also known as income statement. So how do we prepare it? कैसे बनती है ये statement of P&L और income statement? So I have shown the non-current na. I have just shown it, Kanchan. I can't go back and back again and again. That will be a little difficult for me. Here you can see the non-current assets, Kanchan. Okay. So how do we prepare the format of statement of P&L? So in the statement of P&L, first of all, you will record revenue from operation. We will record revenue from operation. Net sales means sales minus sales return plus sale from scrap. So in revenue from operation, you will record net sales and you will record sale from scrap. After recording the revenue from operation, you will add other income. We will add other income in revenue from operation. After adding other income, you will get the third item, you will get total revenue. So आपके पास क्या आ जाएगा? Total revenue आ जाएगा. And from total revenue, you have to subtract expenses. So after getting the total revenue, you will subtract these expenses. There are total 7 expenses which are to be subtracted. So what are those expenses? The first is cost of material consumed. Second is purchases of stock in trade. Stock in trade. So you will subtract the purchases. The third is change in inventory. If there is any change in inventory of finished goods, work in progress and raw material, then that change in inventory will be subtracted. Then finance cost. If there is any finance cost like borrowing cost, that will be subtracted. Then employee benefit expenses. Employee salary, contribution to provident fund, that is your employee benefit expense. So employee benefit expense will be subtracted. Then depreciation and amortization expense. Depreciation means decrease in value of tangible assets. Amortization means decrease in value of intangible assets. And after that, if there are any other expenses, that will be also subtracted. So these 7 expenses are to be subtracted. Cost of material consumed, purchases of stock in trade, change in inventory, employee benefit expense, finance cost, depreciation and amortization, and other expenses. These 7 expenses will be subtracted, and after writing down each and every expense, you will total all the expenses. The 5th step is to find out total expenses. You will find out the total expenses here. Now, in the 3rd step, we have calculated total revenue, and here we have calculated total expense. So from total revenue, you will subtract total expense. And after that, you will get profit before tax. आपको क्या मिल जाएगा? Profit before tax. This is your profit before tax. After that, you will calculate the tax on this profit. 40%, 30%, whatever is the rate of tax, it will be calculated on this profit before tax. So tax will be subtracted, and then you will get your final profit, which has to be taken away, profit after tax. So this is how the statement of profit and loss is prepared. First, write down revenue from operation, then add other income, and then you will get the total revenue. After getting the total revenue, you will write down those 7 expenses and you will add all those expenses to find out the total expense. Once you get the total expense, you will subtract the total expenses from the total revenue. So total expenses minus total revenue minus total expenses, you will get profit before tax. Now you will calculate the tax on this profit and then you will subtract it to get the final amount of profit. So this is how the revenue from operation is prepared. Now again take 2 to 3 minutes to prepare this format yourself. So come on, again take out your notebooks and prepare this statement of P&L. And once it is done, please let me know. Sale from scrap means sometime your assets are sold as scrap. जो कूड़ा कबाड़ा बेचते हैं गुरलीन, that is scrap. So if you are selling that, that is also revenue from operation. Done, guys? Okay. I hope you all have done it. You all have written it yourself. Now, coming on to the quiz time, the most interesting part of the session. And you guys have to answer these questions. So, the first question is on your screen. The term financial statement covers A. Statement of P&L, B. Balance sheet, C. Report of directors and auditors, D. All of these. There are no examples for sale of scrap, beta. Scrap means कूड़ा. उसका और क्या example होगा? So well then guys, you all have answered it correct. The answer is D, all of these. The term financial statement covers all of these. So yes, the answer is D. Coming to the next question. The second question is, in a company's balance sheet, dash appear under the head non-current assets. In company's balance sheet, which of the following item will appear under non-current asset? Goodwill, patent, vehicle, or all of these? Well then, Prince, Komal, Akansha, Ridhanya, Monica, Jobita, Padmaja, Manpreet, Manjeet, Kanchan, Jagrati, in fires. Well done, guys. You all have answered it correct. Congratulations. The answer is D, all of these. Goodwill, patent, vehicle, they all are your fixed assets. They all will appear under the head non-current assets. Coming to the next question. Next question is, causes and arrears appear in company's balance sheet under calls in arrears will come under reserve and surplus, shareholder fund, contingent liability, short-term borrowing. Well done, Ridhanya, Infires, Akansha, Monica, Jobita, Prince, Rani, Kanchan, Jagrati, Shivani, Rani. Well done, guys. Calls in arrears are subtracted from share capital. So yes, they will appear under the head shareholders fund. I have also explained you this. Then coming on to the next. Komal will discuss it at the end of the session. Right now we are discussing some questions. I can't explain this doubt in between. So please ask it at the end of the class. Shiva, that is not in your syllabus beta, so I can't explain it right now, and spamming the chat box will not make it easy for you. So please don't spam it. We can only discuss the topic which are in syllabus right now because we have limited time. Next topic is P&L statement is also known as. Statement of P&L is also known as statement of operation, statement of income, statement of earnings, all of the above. Congratulations, Radhamya, Jobita, Infire, Shivani, Monica, Akansha, Padmaja, Dhruv, Kanchan, Manjeet, Gurleen. So the answer is statement of income. Statement of P&L is also known as income statement. It is also known as statement of income. Answer was B. Next question. Calls in advance appear in balance sheet under the head. Calls in advance kahan aayenge? Calls in advance will come under share capital, current liability, long-term borrowing, or reserve and surplus. Well then, Komal, Monica, Kanchan, Infires, Jobita, Padmaja, Dhruv, and Akansha. Answer is B, guys. Calls in advance, they come under other current liability. They are current liability. So answer is B. Calls in advance kahan aayega? Under current liability. Next question. Which of the following is true about financial statement? A. Financial statement gives a summary of accounts. B. Financial statement can be stated as a recorded fact. Which of the following is true? Only A, only B, both A and B, none of the above. Well then, Ansh, Shivani, Infires, Kanchan, Jobita, Gaurav, Monica, Infires, Gurleen, Ridhanya, Akansha, Dhruv, Rani, Padmaja. Both of these statements are true. Answer was C. Both A and B are correct. Next question. Which statement shows the flow of cash equivalent during the financial year? Which statement shows the flow of cash equivalent during the financial year? Well done, Monica, Ridhanya, Shivani, Kanchan, Jobita, Akansha. Well done. Flow of cash. So the answer is cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is the statement which shows the flow of cash equivalent. The answer was B. Next question. Subtracting all the expenses from the revenue yields. It gives net profit, net loss, carrying value, long-term assets, net liability. Subtracting all the expenses from the total revenue will give you what? Well then, Jobita, Shivani, Gaurav, Monica, Ridhanya, Dhruv, Rani, Kanchan, Akansha. In fires, Jagrati, Gurleen, Komal. Congratulations, everyone. Yes, the answer was A, net profit, net loss. Subtracting all the expenses from the total revenue will give you the net profit. Next question. Balance sheet of a company is required to be prepared in the format given in. The format of balance sheet is given in Schedule 3 Part 2, Schedule 3 Part 1, Schedule 3 Part 3, Table A. Well then, Ansh, Jobita, Akansha, Ridanya, Shivani, Kanchan, and all others are answering it wrong. In fires, wrong answer. Shivani, okay. Manjeet, wrong answer. Komal, wrong answer. Well then, Monica, Dhruv, and Gaurav. The balance sheet is to be prepared according to Schedule 3, Part 1. Not Part 2, not Part 3. Balance sheet is prepared according to Schedule 3, Part 1. And P&L statement of P&L is prepared according to Schedule 3, Part 2. So answer was B. Next question. As per Companies Act, the balance sheet of company is required to be presented in. The balance sheet of company is presented in horizontal form, vertical form, either horizontal or vertical, neither of the above. Well done, Gurleen, Jobita, Monica, Manjeet, Shivani, Ansh, Rajat, Ridanya, Kanchan, Jagrati, Dhruv, Ishika, Gurleen, Akansha. Yes, congratulations, you all have answered it correct. The answer was B. Well done, Gaurav. The answer was vertical form. The balance sheet is prepared vertically. First all the liabilities and then all the assets. Now, if you guys want to have more such marathon classes with me, if you want to revise the chapters again in brief with me, then you can join the marathon session at Vedantu Pro, which has started from 4th of December, and in this we will be providing you non-stop special classes for each subject, as well as we will be discussing assertion and reasoning based question. We will discuss case studies, mock test and MCQ. So this is the schedule for tomorrow, guys. This is the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to have this schedule. So right from 8 a.m. we'll start the revision that will continue till 11 p.m. So from 8 a.m. we will start each and every chapter: fundamentals, goodwill, change in ratio, admission, share capital, financial statement, accounting ratio, computerized accounting. All the chapters will be discussed in brief. So if you want to have revision of all the chapter with our highly qualified teachers, then go and join the marathon session now. And not only tomorrow, we will have the revision one day before your exam as well. On Sunday also, on 12th of December also, we have planned these marathon classes. So on Sunday again, we will be revising all these chapters with some important questions which may come in your exam. So if you want to revise the chapters with us, with me and with other highly qualified teachers, then go and enroll yourself now. Also same we will do for the economics. For economics we will do the same. On 13th we will have one class, and then on 14th we will be revising the topics whole day. Music and status lover, everything will be written in the question paper. You have to read the instructions very carefully. You have to attempt total 45 questions. So if you want to revise the chapters with us, then you can take the marathon session at only rupees 900. 900 is for all the subject. In this, you are getting economics, accounts, everything. And you will be getting flat 10% discount if you use my code SCPRO. So this is the very minimum cost, guys. 900 for 4 subjects. You are only paying 225 for one subject. So we have allotted total 23 hours for accounts. So you will be reading accounts with us for 23 hours. And the price per hour is only 9 rupees. That is equal to these Munch chocolates. So the price is very minimum. No one will give you the classes at this price. And this is the last and golden opportunity. कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. अगर मार्क्स चाहिए तो पैसे खोने पड़ेंगे बेटा. So don't put money over your marks. And same for economics. For economics, we have allotted 8 hours because that is theory chapter. So price per hour is 28 rupees. That is equal to an Amul chocolate. So if you want to take these marathon sessions, then what you have to do is you have to go to the link given in the description box. This is the description box. And here you can see the link. Revise CBSE Commerce Term 1 in 10 days Marathon Special Series. So click on this. And from this link, you can easily purchase this marathon. And please use my code. Otherwise, you will have to pay 1000 rupees. So if you will use my code, you will have to pay only 900 rupees. So go and use my code quickly to get flat 10% discount SCPRO. Now coming on to the next question. So here we have some assertion and reasoning questions now. You have to read the assertion and reason and then you have to tell me that which of the following alternatives are correct. So assertion is financial statement of a company are prepared in the form prescribed in Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. Assertion is financial statement of the company are prepared in the form prescribed in Schedule 3 of Companies Act. Reason, Section 129 of Companies Act 2013 prescribes Schedule 3 as per which financial statements have to be prepared by all the companies. So what do you think? A, B, C, D? It means you are still not aware of Section 129. So all of you have answered it wrong. The answer was A. Reason is correct. Who said that the reason is false? Reason is not false. Section 129 of Companies Act, it prescribes, it tells that Schedule 3 as per of the Companies Act, Schedule 3 should be used to prepare the financial statement. So now don't answer A because you all have answered C before. So answer was A. Both assertion and reason are true. Don't know about 129 section. Please write it down. Please write down the reason at the margin of your notebook so that you remember it. Section 129 of the Companies Act prescribes Schedule 3 as per which the financial statement have to be prepared by all the companies. And guys, if one student is answering C, all of the students are answering it C, don't copy the answers. Try to answer it yourself because no one will help you there in your board's exam. Use your mind. Coming to the next question. Assertion is certain accounting conventions like convention of consistency, conservatism, full disclosure, etc. are allowed while preparing financial statement. Reason, because using such accounting convention makes the financial statement comparable, simple and realistic. Yes, it is necessary for all the companies. All the companies have to make financial statement as per schedule 3. Okay, Rishabh thinks C. Rishabh, you are wrong. Well done, Monica, Praveen, Jobita, Infire, Shivani, Kanchan, Ishika, Akansha. We have to follow certain assumptions, certain concept and conventions like consistency, business entity principle, dual principle, full disclosure, conservatism, because using such principle makes our records, makes our financial statement comparable. They make it simple, they make it realistic. So both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation as well. So answer was A. Coming to the next question. Next question is assertion statement of profit and loss shows the results of business operation for the year ended on that date. Statement of P&L shows the result of business. Reason, it is prepared in the form prescribed in part 2 of schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013. Akansha A, Rishabh A. What about others? In fires D, Dhruv C. So well done, Monica, Ansh, Kanchan, and Padmaja. And yes, you four have answered it correct, Monica, Ansh, Kanchan, and Padmaja. The answer is B. Both assertion and reason are correct. But reason is not the correct explanation. They are saying the statement of P&L shows the result of business. But why it shows the result? It is not the correct reason. So they are correct statement, but reason is not the correct explanation. Answer was B. Not A, not C. Now coming on to the next question. But before that, I hope you all are enjoying this. You all find this session helpful. So if you're really enjoying this class, then please do like it. Do give it a big thumbs up and show some love, guys. Coming to the next question. Okay. So now there are no more questions of this topic. We have done the chapter financial statement of a company. The next chapter we have is ratio analysis. So we will do ratio analysis at 2 p.m. after a short break. Till then, you guys can have water, you can give some relax to your eyes, and then we'll continue at 2 p.m. Hi, Rupa. अभी उसमें 2 ही टिकट बची हैं, तो 6 बजे की हो रही है शाम की। रात से तुम 8 साढ़े 8 बजे यहाँ आ जाओगे, पूछ ले परसों शाम की 6 बजे। हाँ ठीक, 8:30 ठीक टाइम पहुँच जाओगे। So yes, the break is over, guys. Yes, Komal, you can ask your doubt now if it is related to these chapters. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much. Hi, Dhruv. Okay, so starting with the chapter now. So in this chapter accounting ratio, there are 4 types of ratio. Liquidity ratio, that is current ratio and quick ratio. Then solvency ratio, which are of 4 types, including proprietary ratio. Then third we have is activity ratio, which is also known as turnover ratio. And then we have is profitability ratio, which are of 5 types, out of which the return on investment is very important, which is also known as capital employed ratio. So these are the 4 types of ratio: liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity ratio, and profitability ratio. Now, why do we calculate liquidity ratio? So liquidity ratio, they measure the firm's ability to meet the current obligation. They will tell you that whether you will be able to pay your liabilities on time or not. So they meet the firm's ability to meet current obligation. Then solvency ratio. Solvency ratio will measure the proportion of debt and equity that is used in financing the assets. तो सॉल्वेंसी रेशो ये बताता है कि आपके एसेट्स में कितना पैसा डेट का है, आउटसाइडर्स लाइबिलिटी है, एंड कितना पैसा इक्विटी का है. Then third we have is activity ratio. Activity ratio measure that how efficiently you are utilizing your assets. आप अपने assets को कितने अच्छे से utilize कर रहे हो, that will be measured by activity ratio. And the last is profitability ratio, which will measure the overall performance of the firm and the effectiveness of the firm. So these are the four ratios: liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity ratio, and profitability ratio. Now, we will be solving case study and then we'll come to assertion and MCQs of this chapter. So the case study that we are going to solve now is very good and a very important case study. Please pay attention. You have to read the following hypothetical extract of Rehan Limited and you have to answer the given questions on the basis of same. The first question that you have to answer is current ratio for the year 2020 will be. You have to answer this question. Current ratio for the year 2020 will be. Calculate the current ratio of the year 2020. Let's see who calculates it first, who calculate it correct. Waiting for your answers. Okay, Dhruv is saying C. What about others? Have you calculated the current ratio? These are the options, Monica. Monica is saying B. Gurleen is saying B. Rishabh is also saying B. What about you, Kanchan? Kanchan, Dhruv, Jobita? Jobita C. Okay. So let me calculate it now. Current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liability. Coming to the current assets, trade receivable is current asset, cash in hand is current asset, prepaid expense is current asset. 11 lakh plus 17 lakh, 28 lakh, 28 lakh plus 3 lakh, 31 lakh. 31 lakh divided by current liability, outstanding expenses, okay, sorry, inventory is also current asset. Inventory will be also added, 31 plus 12 lakh. It will be 43 lakh. So these are your current assets: inventory, trade receivable, cash in hand, and prepaid expenses. Then we will divide it by current liabilities, outstanding expenses, and trade payable. 18 lakh plus 50,000. So 43 lakh divided by 18 lakh 50,000 is equal to 2.32:1. This is your right answer. This is your current ratio. So the answer was C. So well done Dhruv, well done Jobita, well done Shrashti, and well done Kanchan. These 4 students have answered it correct. So here we have your answer. Answer was C. Coming to the next question. Next question is quick ratio for the year 2018 will be. You have to calculate the quick ratio for the year 2018. So here we have your question. Calculate the quick ratio for the year 2018. Guys, you are taking so much time to answer the questions. Increase your speed. You have to work on your speed, otherwise paper छूट जाएगा बच्चों. Anybody who have calculated it? Okay, let me show you the options. Here we have the options. एक minute. Yes, these are your options. Okay, Dhruv is saying B. What about others? Monica, Padmaja, Jobitha. What is the right answer? Monica is saying A. Okay. Dhruv is saying B. Rishabh is saying A. Kanchan is saying A. Dhruv is also saying A. Okay. Gurleen is also saying A. So let me solve it now. Quick ratio is equal to quick assets divided by current liability. In this, your quick assets will be equal to trade receivable plus cash in hand, because inventory and prepaid expenses are not a part of quick assets. So trade receivable plus cash in hand, 10 lakh plus 15 lakh is 25 lakh. Divided by current liability, outstanding expenses, and trade payable. 14 lakh plus 25,000, 14 lakh 25,000. When you will solve it, the answer will be 1.7:1. So answer was A. And well done Monica, Rishabh, Kanchan, Dhruv, Aditi, Shrashti, Infire, Shivani, Jobitha. You all have answered it correct. Answer is on your screen. Now, coming on to the next question. The next question is cost of revenue from operation for the year 2020 would be. You have to calculate cost of goods sold for 2020. So let me show you the question. Here we have it. Calculate cost of goods sold for 2020. Is it done, guys? Let me show you the solutions again, options again. Here you have the options. And tell me revenue from operations. Okay, revenue from operation was given, maybe. Tell me gross profit also. Tell me cost of revenue from operation as well as gross profit. Okay, now let me solve it. In this question, gross profit ratio is given 12%. So, gross profit ratio is equal to gross profit divided by revenue from operation. समझा रहे बेटा बिल्कुल कंचन समझाते हैं. Well done Jobita, Aditi, Fahma, well done. So this is the formula. GP divided by revenue from operation multiplied by 100. Multiplied by 100 is equal to GP ratio. Now, gross profit is not given. So, gross profit, let it be X. Gross profit को हम मान रहे X. Revenue from operation is given 24 lakh. Revenue from operation is 24 lakh multiplied by 100 is equal to GP ratio, which is 12. It is given. Now we have to find out X. हमें क्या find out करना है? X find out करना है. So we will cross multiply. We will cross multiply 12 multiplied by 24 lakh divided by 100. When you will solve it, you will get the answer 2,88,000. So this is your GP. This is your gross profit. Now we know that cost of goods sold is equal to revenue from operation minus gross profit. So revenue from operation 2 lakh, 24 lakh. Revenue from operation 24 lakh minus GP, that is 2,88,000. So कितना आ जाएगा? 21,12,000. Is it clear? कंचना समझ आया बेटा? So they can ask you anything. GP is 2,88,000. Gross cost of goods sold is 21,12,000. So here we have your answer. कहाँ पे है? So here we have your answer. Answer is A, 21,12,000. Coming to the next question. आपका अगला क्वेश्चन है, if total sales is 2,50,000 and credit sales is 25% of cash sales, the amount of credit sales is, you have to calculate credit sales. Total sales 2,50,000, credit sales are 25% of cash sales. The amount of credit sale will be 50,000, 2,50,000, 16,000 or 3 lakh. Sorry. Come on, calculate the amount of credit sales. Monica A, Rudra A, okay. Rahul D, Ishika A, Surya B, Kanchan A, Rishabh A. Well then, Monica, Rudra, Ishika, Kanchan and Rishabh, you all have answered it correct. Okay, so let's calculate it. Total sales are 2,50,000. Let cash sales be equal to X. Cash sales be equal to X. And the credit sales are 25% of X. So we can say it is 1 by 4X. Now, cash sales plus credit sales are equal to the total sales. Cash sales per credit sales plus credit sales are equal to total sales. So 4X plus X divided by 4, it is 2,50,000. 5X divided by 4 is 2,50,000. Then cross multiply. 5X is equal to 10 lakh rupees. 100, okay. 5X is equal to 10 lakh rupees. Then X will be equal to 10 lakh divided by 5. X will be equal to 2 lakh. Now, X is your cash sales. X is equal to cash sales. And credit sales are 1 by 4 of X. So, 1 by 4 of X, 1 by 4 of 2 lakh is 50,000. So, the answer is 50,000. And well done, you all have answered it correct. Now coming on to the next question. The next question is, what will be the amount of gross profit of a firm if its average inventory is 80,000, inventory turnover ratio is 6 times and the selling price is 25% above the cost. So you have to calculate gross profit. 1,20,000, 1,60,000, 2 lakh or none of the above. So start calculating the gross profit. Okay, Prabhal is saying B. Rahul is saying D. Rohit is saying something else. Dhruv is saying A. Rishabh is saying A. What about Monica? You haven't calculated it, Monica? Ishika A. Jobita A. Prabhal A. Okay. So I will be calculating it now. In this question, inventory turnover ratio is given to you. Inventory turnover ratio. What is the formula of inventory turnover ratio? The formula is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. Cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. Now the ratio is given 6. Cost of goods sold is not given. Average inventory is 80,000. So you will cross multiply, and after cross multiplication, cost of goods sold is 80,000 multiplied by 6, 4,80,000. This is your cost of goods sold. Now, selling price is 25% above cost. आपका जो सेलिंग प्राइस है वो कॉस्ट से 25% ज्यादा है. So the rate of profit is 25%. The rate of GP or GP ratio is 25%. So 4,80,000 multiplied by 25%. Your gross profit will be 1,20,000. 4,80,000 cost divided by 100 multiplied by 25. Your profit is 1,20,000. So here we have your answer. Now coming on to the next question. This is an assertion reasoning question. So let's read the assertion and reasons. Assertion is increasing the value of closing inventory increases the profit. If closing inventory increases, the profit also increases. Reason, increasing the value of closing inventory reduces the cost of goods sold. What do you think about this? A, B, C, D? Okay, Monica is saying C. Dhruv is saying A. Ishika is saying C. Rishabh is saying C. Jobita is saying B. Manvi is saying A. Kanchan is saying A. Okay. So well done, Dhruv, Manvi and Kanchan. Assertion is true and reason is also true. And the reason is the correct explanation of assertion. If the closing inventory is increasing, if the credit side is increasing, the profit will definitely increase. And if the closing stock is increasing, definitely the cost of goods sold is decreasing. If the credit side will increase, the debit side will decrease ना. अगर credit का side ज़्यादा होगा तो debit side कम होगा ना. So increasing the value of closing inventory reduces the cost of goods sold. जितनी ज़्यादा closing inventory होगी, उतनी कम cost of goods sold होगी. So this was correct. Both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation as well. Coming to the next question. Assertion. A high operating ratio indicates a favorable position. Reason. A high operating ratio leaves a high margin to meet non-operating expenses. Manvi C, okay. What about others? Jia C, Sakshi C. Monica, Dhruv, where are you? Kanchan, what's your answer? Pharmacy. Dhruv C, Winner C, Snapdragon C. So yes, the answer is C. Congratulations everyone, the answer is C. A high operating ratio means your expenses are high. So that is not a favorable position. So this is wrong assertion. A high operating ratio indicates a favorable position? No. A high operating ratio leaves a high margin to meet non-operating expenses? No. A high operating ratio leaves a high margin for operating expenses. For operating, not for non-operating. So both assertion and reason are incorrect. Coming to the next question. The next question is, current ratio of Aadhaar Limited is 2.5:1. Accountant wants to maintain it at 2:1. Following options are available. He can pay bills payable, he can purchase goods on credit, he can take short-term loan. Choose the correct option. D, B, D, 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 C, D, C. I am getting alternate answers. Few are saying D, someone is saying B, someone is saying C. Okay, so let me explain this. Your current ratio is 2.5:1. Means the current assets are 2,50,000 for example, and the current liabilities are 1 lakh. Now in first option, they are thinking to repay bills payable. We are assuming that the bills payable are of 50,000. So when you will repay the bills payable, जब आप bills payable को pay करोगे, the cash will decrease, the current assets will decrease, and bills payable are a part of current liability. Bills payable are a part of current liability. So the current liability will also decrease. When you will pay your bills payable, your cash current asset will decrease and your current liability will decrease. So both are decreasing, and after that your current assets are 2 lakh, your current liabilities are 50,000. So 50,000, 2 lakh divided by 50,000, it will be 4:1. The ratio is increasing and you want to maintain it at 2:1. So this is not the correct option. ये option तो सही नहीं है. Coming to the second option. The second option is he can purchase goods on credit. Suppose you are purchasing goods of 50,000. When you will purchase goods, your stock will add, your stock will increase, your assets will increase 50,000, and you are purchasing goods on credit. So your liability will also increase by 50,000. Stock is increasing, assets are increasing, liability is increasing. So 3 lakh divided by 1,50,000. Now your ratio is 2:1. So this is a correct option which you can choose. But we will check the third one also. Third वाले option को भी check करेंगे. He can take short term loan. Suppose he is taking short term loan of 50,000 again. So when you will take loan, your cash will increase. You are taking loan तो पैसा बढ़ जाएगा. Cash current assets will increase, and you are taking a loan, guys. The liability will also increase. So assets are increasing, liability is increasing. After that, 3 lakh are your current asset. Your current liability is 1,50,000, and the ratio is 2:1. So both the options are available. Second and third are correct. The answer is D. Answer is D. Second and third, both options are available. So this is your correct answer. If it will be purchased on cash, then the cash will increase and the assets will increase and the assets will decrease. There will be no effect, Monica. Because on one hand, the assets are increasing and on another hand, the assets are decreasing. So it will not affect the ratio. Now coming on to the next part. Avish beta, what are we doing right now? This is the chapter accounting ratio. We are doing the same chapter right now as well. Next question. A company has an operating cycle of 8 months. It has accounts receivable, it has debtors amounting to 1 lakh, out of which rupees 60,000 have a maturity period of 11 months. They have to be received in 11 months. How would this information be presented in the balance sheet? I wanted to say the same. जागो बच्चा जागो. You said it. मतलब बच्चों को ये नहीं पता कि हम कौन सा चैप्टर कर रहे हैं. This is so surprising. So how would you present this information? Rupees 40,000 as current asset, rupees 60,000 as non-current asset. 60,000 as current asset, 40,000 as non-current assets. Rupees 1 lakh as non-current asset. Rupees 1 lakh as current assets. Manvi D, okay. Monica D, Jobita D, Sakshi D. Kanchan D, Rishabh D, Shivani D, Dhruv D. Well done. All of you have answered it correct except Shivani. Shivani answer is not B. It is D, beta. Because current assets are all those assets which are to be realized within 12 months. And these 60,000 are realizing. They are realized within 11 months. So they are realized within 12 months ना 12 महीने के अंदर पैसा मिल तो रहा है. They are current assets. So total 1 lakh are your current assets. Total 1 lakh will be represented in the balance sheet as current assets. चाहे जो आपका टाइम पीरियड हो वो ऑपरेटिंग साइकिल से ज्यादा हो, इट डजंट मैटर बिकॉज इट इज रियलाइज्ड विद इन 12 months and current assets are those assets which are expected to be realized within 12 months. So its answer is D. Coming to the next question. What is the formula for trade payable turnover ratio? Rahul, you can leave the session, beta. You are disturbing me. Padmaja, they will be realized within operating cycle, na? 8 months. But that is again within 12 months, na? 8 months is less than 12 months. Ronak sir, please block this Rahul Soni. He is just disturbing the class. What is the formula for calculating trade payable turnover ratio? Rahul Soni sir. Well done Fahama. Well done Padmaja. Well done Jobita. The answer is B. Net credit purchases divided by average creditor plus average bills payable. This is the formula for calculating trade payable turnover ratio. And coming on to the next question. Credit purchases are 12 lakh. Opening creditors are 2 lakh. Closing creditors are 1 lakh. Trade payable turnover ratio will be, you have to calculate the trade payable turnover ratio. Dhruv B, Jriya B, Kanchan B, Shivani B, Jriya B, Sakshi B. So, credit purchases are 12 lakh. Opening creditor 2 lakh, closing creditor 1 lakh, 2 lakh plus 1 lakh, 3 lakh. 3 lakh divided by 2. 3 lakh divided by 2, your average creditors will be 1,50,000. So 12 lakh divided by 1,50,000, the answer will be 8 times. The answer will be C. So Dhruv, Jia, Kanchan, Shivani, Sakshi, Karan, you all have answered it wrong. Well done Harshvardhan, Padmaja, Manvi, Fama, Monica, Harshvardhan and Amish. You all have answered it correct. The answer was C. 12 lakh divided by 1,50,000, it will be C. So here we, 1 minute, yes. Here we have your answer 8 times. You forgot to calculate the average creditors. You have just added the opening and closing. But who will divide it by 2, guys? Don't do these types of silly mistakes in the paper. Next question. Current assets are 5 lakh. Current liabilities are 1 lakh. Revenue from operation 28 lakh. Working capital turnover ratio will be. You have to calculate working capital turnover ratio. Okay, Rishabh is saying A, Farma is saying A, Jobita A, Kanchan C, Jia A, Padmaja A, Dhruv A, Sakshi A. So guys, the revenue from operation is 28 lakh and the working capital will be equal to current assets minus current liability. So 28 lakh divided by 4 lakh. 28 lakh divided by 4 lakh, the answer will be 7 times. Yes, the answer was A. So well done, Jobita, Rishabh, Jia, Padmaja, Dhruv, Sakshi, Harshvardhan, Meghna, Karan, Mashkur, Manvi, Monica. Well done, you all have answered it correct. The answer is A, 7 times. Next question. Working capital is the cash and bank balance, is the capital borrowed from bank, is the difference between current assets, current liability, or it is the difference between current assets and the fixed assets. Well done, Meghna, Rishabh, Jobita, Manvi, Monica, Harshvardhan, Kanchan, Manvi, Padmaja, Jia, Shalini, Mashkur. Working capital is the difference between current assets and current liability. The answer was C. Next question. Next question is cost of revenue from operation. Cost of goods sold is 5 lakh. Opening stock is 40,000. Closing stock is 60,000. Calculate inventory turnover ratio. Well done, Jobit, Manvi, Monica, Meghna, Kanchan, Farma. Cost of revenue from operation is 5 lakh. Your average inventory will be 40,000 plus 60,000. 1 lakh divided by 250,000. 5 lakh divided by 50,000. It will be 10 times. The answer is B. Well done, Rishabh, Kanchan, Sakshi, Harshvardhan, Shalini, Padmaja, Jia. The answer is 10 times. And now tell me, do you want to solve more questions और questions solve करने हैं? आ गए बेटा. Do you want to solve more questions? Yup, Meghna. Meghna, you have joined very late. We have started the session at 10 a.m. in the morning. If you want to solve more questions, guys, then you can join the marathon series with me, which is tomorrow at Vedantu Pro, in which we will be solving assertion-based question, case study, MCQ, mock test, and non-stop marathon series. So this is the schedule for tomorrow, 11th of December. We'll start the class from 8 a.m. and we will keep on revising till 11 p.m. सुबह 8 बजे से रात के 11 बजे तक सारे चैप्टर्स रिवाइज करेंगे with our highly qualified teachers, CA Ashu Goyal sir, Neerav sir, Sriraj sir, Sheetal Ma'am, all the teachers will be there and you can ask all your doubts related to these chapters. So, what you are waiting for, guys? If you want to revise all the chapters again with the most important questions, then go and enroll yourself now for the marathon series. And not only tomorrow, we will revise the chapters again on 12th of December as well. On 12th of December, we will be again having the revision of these chapters. अरे बेटा, आप इतनी देर से मेरी क्लास देख रहे हो और आपको मेरा नाम ही नहीं पता. ध्रुव, माय नेम इज शीतल चौधरी. मोनिका, हमेशा पेपर में स्पीड तेज रखना, स्टार्टिंग से ही पेपर की स्पीड अच्छी रखना. ये नहीं कि स्टार्टिंग में पेपर बहुत बच्चे का करते हैं, स्टार्टिंग में आराम से करते हैं और लास्ट में मैम से कहते हैं मैम 2 मिनट, तो वो वाला सीन नहीं होना चाहिए. स्टार्टिंग से अपना स्पीड तेज रखो. हाथ दुख जाएगा लेकिन रुकना नहीं है. बेशक पेपर में आपके पास लास्ट में टाइम बच जाए लेकिन पेपर छूटना नहीं चाहिए, इतनी अच्छी स्पीड होनी चाहिए आपकी. सो ऑलवेज मेक श्योर दैट स्पीड इज सो गुड. आज बहुत सारे बच्चों की स्पीड कम थी. द क्वेश्चंस वर सो इजी एंड यू गाइज वर टेकिंग सो मच टाइम. सो अगर आप ऐसी ही स्पीड मेंटेन करोगे, पेपर छूट जाएगा फॉर श्योर. You will be getting 1.5 hour and you have to attempt 45 questions. तो आपको 2 मिनट मिलेगा, उसमें से भी रीडिंग टाइम चला जाएगा. तो मेक श्योर यू आर सॉल्विंग द क्वेश्चंस क्विकली. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आ रहा, लीव इट गाइज. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे टाइम लगाओ, उस क्वेश्चन पे टाइम मत खराब करो. पेपर हमेशा सीक्वेंस में करना, मेघना, अदरवाइज जो एग्जामिनर है वो फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाएगा. एक बार यहाँ पर एग्जामिनर फ्रस्ट्रेट कैसे होगा, सॉरी, आपकी OMR शीट है. तो हमेशा पहले आप इजी क्वेश्चंस करना, जो भी क्वेश्चंस इजी हो, छोटे क्वेश्चंस हो वो करना, एंड देन मूव टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चंस. तो पहले इजी क्वेश्चंस करने, उसके बाद लास्ट वाले क्वेश्चन पे जाना है जो हार्ड क्वेश्चंस होंगे. वही तो गलती करी आपने. मैंने स्टार्टिंग से आपको यही बोला, 11th से आपको यही बोला कि कैलकुलेटर घर पे यूज मत करो. अगर घर पे कैलकुलेटर यूज करोगे उससे आपकी कैलकुलेशन स्पीड कम हो रही है. यहाँ तो कैलकुलेटर यूज कर लोगे लेकिन पेपर में क्या करोगे. सो कैलकुलेशन फास्ट होनी चाहिए एंड मेक श्योर जब आप कैलकुलेशन फास्ट कर रहे हो तो वो गलत ना हो. क्रॉस चेक योर कैलकुलेशंस. So guys, if you want to revise these chapters with me, with other teachers, then you can join our marathon series, and we will also have the marathon session for economics also. On 13th and on 14th December, we will be having the classes of economics. So what you have to do is, you have to visit the page of marathon that is given in the description box. So this is the description box you can see, and there is the link. Revise CBSE Commerce Term 1 in 10 days Marathon Exam Special Series. So when you will click on this link, you will come to our website, and from here you can purchase the marathon. And don't forget to use my code SCPRO if you want to get flat 10% discount. So use my code SCPRO. So we will be allotting 23 hours for accounts, and the per hour price for accounts will be 9 rupees only, that are equal to Munch chocolate. आपको सिर्फ 1 घंटे के 9 रुपए देने, क्लास के 9 रुपए देने आपको. Then the total hour for economics will be 8 hours, and the price per hour is only 28 rupees, which is equal to an Amul chocolate, guys. So you are paying very minimum cost for every session. So if you want to score good marks, this is a golden opportunity. You will be feeling so much confident after these classes. So if you are still not prepared for your exams, then trust me, ये 2 दिन 11th December and 12th December, these classes will make you feel confident. आपको इसके बाद लगेगा कि हाँ पेपर की तैयारी हो गई है. जिनकी तैयारी अभी नहीं हुई है, this is a very minimum cost. Go and enroll for it. आपका ही फायदा होगा, हमारा कोई फायदा नहीं है इसमें. Now the chapter ratio analysis is done. And tomorrow we will have another session at 12 p.m. कल एक और क्लास है मेरे साथ जहां पे हम करेंगे most important topic. So if you want to know the important topics, then do join me tomorrow at sharp 12 p.m. लेट हो गए तो टॉपिक्स निकल जाएंगे हाथ से. पेपर का लेवल कैसा होगा? तो पेपर हमेशा आसान आता है बच्चों, वो आपकी प्रिपरेशन पे डिपेंड करता है. अगर आपकी प्रिपरेशन अच्छी है तो पेपर इजी आएगा, अगर आपकी प्रिपरेशन नहीं है तो पेपर टफ आएगा. तो इट ऑलवेज डिपेंड्स ऑन योर प्रिपरेशन. जो सब कुछ पढ़ के जाता है उसके लिए पेपर हमेशा आसान होता है, इजी रहेगा और अच्छा जाएगा. तो डोंट वरी, बी पॉजिटिव एंड अच्छे से पेपर करके आना. And if you guys are facing any of these problems, you have doubts, no conceptual clarity, need more questions and assignments, lagging behind in your syllabus, or you are looking for a revision plan, then go and join our Vedantu's live and interactive course for your term 2 preparation. Because term 1 के बाद term 2 ही शुरू होने वाला है. term 2 तो objective भी नहीं है, वहां तो तुक्का भी नहीं लगेगा. You have to solve the questions. So if you want to prepare your term 2 syllabus with me, then you can join these live and interactive courses where I will be teaching you term 2. So in live classes, we are providing you these unconditional benefits. You will be getting live online classes with high level quizzes. Then we will cover the entire syllabus. We will also provide you handwritten notes by experts. Also, you will be getting the assignments. You can ask all your doubts. We will solve all your doubts instantly. So you will be getting the topic-wise assignments, and along with all these, you will be getting thousands of micro courses absolutely free. So these all benefits are provided in our live and interactive classes. At YouTube, we can't provide you assignments. We can't conduct tests. But at Vedantu Pro, in these classes, we will be conducting tests, we will be providing you assignments, handwritten notes, everything. So, अब इतना ही आज के लिए. And again, if you want to grab these courses at discount, then use my code SCPRO. That will give you flat 10% discount. So all the links are provided in the description box below. Go and check out the link for the courses. And now with this, the session is over. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, for giving me 4 hours from your busy schedule. And I hope that you all find this session helpful. So please do like it and do share it with your friends. And we'll see you all tomorrow at sharp 12 p.m. with the most important topics. So please set a reminder, otherwise you will forget it. Now, bye-bye and take care and all the best. Make sure you are using the rest of the time in your preparation. तो थोड़ा सा रेस्ट लेके दोबारा पढ़ने बैठ जाना और अच्छे से तैयारी करना. All the best guys.